really hard for a company like ours to point to one time to say, this was a really great time to show growth. I would still go back to the greatest time was the first tank. The early days, I spent a lot of time in the field, filling up those 2 trial tanks, working very hands-on. Then you have a customer reach out to you and say, hey, we think you found what everybody was looking for. And then prove not only to the industry, but to the biggest player in the industry that they could have faith in us. It was amazing.
As I watched the project unfold, I started to realize that this was going to be really big for Kathairos, and we really started to realize as a company that we could do this thing and really start to get our name out there and start deploying tanks.
About a year ago, we hit a big milestone, 100,000 tons of CO2 equivalent mitigated through the use of nitrogen. That was really meaningful to me, just to show that what we're doing has a direct impact and that we are doing big things that create very tangible results. Now that number is well past 400,000 just less than a year later, and I think that just speaks to our continued growth and impact in this space.
I anticipate we'll continue growing the way we are. It's been a rapid pace so far, and I don't really see that slowing down. We are continually finding different ways to utilize our systems, so kind of expanding our field of service, which is just going to add to our growth.
I see Kathairos being a leading environmental technology company in the oil and gas sector, being ubiquitous with methane emissions across all sites. There's venting remote well sites that need to be addressed across North America, and I believe Kathairos will be the go-to solution to address these sites.
I think the thing I'm most excited about is just the continued awareness and growth of nitrogen as the preferred methane mitigation solution available to the oil and gas industry.
Our culture is one of hard-driving, smart, dedicated individuals who have shown their ability to perform at levels that would otherwise have been unheard of for a company like ours.
It's unlike any company I've ever worked for before, where the people are valued, and not in the sense just of our customers, but of our employees.
We're no longer a startup company. We're truly a fully commercial company, but the culture still feels like a startup company. Everybody's pitching in. Everybody knows what the goal is. We've got energetic people, and everybody's still moving the same way, but it's great as the company continues to grow.
There's a lot of cross-collaboration within teams and departments. It's not easy having to build new systems or talk about a new process 100 times until you finally get it right. But once you do find that breakthrough and get that win, it just means so much more because you were valued within that project. And being so young in my career and being able to be a part of those big decisions, it's really exciting and it's really empowering, and it'll benefit me a lot going forward.
Although there's still so much to be done in this space, it's important to still step back and recognize just how far we've come and the real successes that we've seen.
In the next 3 years, we're going to have a continued adoption from all those who care about not just the environment, but the best practices within the industry.